reason now is almost $1,000. What I was handed and demanded payment for was a medical bill, which was $330. And now all of a sudden, there's supposed to be an $800 bill.
I want to tell you something. You're not just responsible for his medical bill. If he wanted to sue you for 10 times his medical bill, he would have been absolutely within his right if I find that you, as the owner of these two dogs, are responsible for his injuries. He's not limited to the amount that he claims it cost him out of pocket. So if what he presented to you was a bill for $335, then I would have paid it right away. I would have said, boy, I got it off really lucky. If my 200 pounds worth of Rottweiler only caused a little bit of damage to him and to his dog, and all he's asked me to do is cover his vet bill and his medical bill, I would have said, I'm sorry that happened.
I believe they bit him.
Well, but I don't care what you believe. I actually don't care what you believe. She was not in control of the dogs. Now, she may have certain physiological problems. I don't know what they are. You do. She probably should not have been walking both dogs at the same time because she clearly could not control them. And you say that it's never happened before. Well, it happened on March 13th, and that would be your problem, not theirs, yours. And instead of making excuses for these dogs, what you have to do is say, listen, either their training didn't work because they're not service dogs, and if they're not service dogs, and they're two very large dogs, perhaps your partner, who clearly, if she needs a service dog, should not be walking 200 pounds worth of dogs that are not appropriately trained.
They are trained.
Well, they're not trained. I want to tell you something. They're not appropriately trained. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $813. And, sir, if you had asked for more, I would have awarded you more. That's all.
They're liars. They're liars.
By his excuse, you may step out.
I got pushed by two large dogs.
He has one little puncture wound, and that was from falling on concrete that had metal sticking out of it.
He fell because he kicked at my dog. His dog is the sweetest, most lovable, gentlest golden yellow you've ever seen. You know, they all are.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Perez versus Ostrowski, step forward, please.
Motorist Carlos Perez is suing pedestrian Stephen Ostrowski II for kicking his taillight during an argument at an intersection.
Mr. Perez, it is your claim that the defendant punched or kicked your car. You had known him before. This happened as a result of what Mr. Ostrowski claims was a case where he was jaywalking and you were driving your car. And at some point, there was an altercation between the two of you. Why don't you tell me where you were, what date this happened, time of day?
It was June 26th. It was about 10 a.m. I was going back to work after I had run an errand, and I was going southbound on Western Avenue when the defendant came from the right. He was jaywalking.
When you say jaywalking, he was in the middle of the block?
Correct. He was not at the crosswalk at all. He was in the middle of traffic. So when he got in front of my car, he stayed in front of my car in the road. At that point, I couldn't keep moving or I would have hit him. So within seconds, the cars behind me started honking. So then I started honking to him and telling him to move out of the way. He responded by giving me the finger and yelling stuff that I couldn't make out because he was about 10 or 12 feet in front of me. This went on for a couple seconds where we were yelling at each other. I was yelling at him, get out of the way.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I think that you got annoyed, and I think you got annoyed that he was honking at you, and maybe you were having a bad day, and I think you got annoyed, just like you got getting annoyed now, and I think that you kicked his tail light.
Innovative Sonicare technology with up to 27% more brush movements versus oral free. Get healthier gums in 2 weeks guaranteed. Innovation in you. Philips Sonicare. Save when you buy the most loved rechargeable toothbrush brand in America.
I sure had a lot on my mind when I got out of the hospital after a DVT blood clot. What about my family? My little buddy? And what if this happened again? I was given warfarin in the hospital, but I wondered if this was the right treatment for me. Then my doctor told me about Eliquis. Eliquis treats DVT and PE blood clots and reduces the risk of them happening again. Not only does Eliquis treat DVT and PE blood clots, but Eliquis also had significantly less major bleeding than the standard treatment. Knowing Eliquis had both turned around my thinking.
Don't stop Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding.
If you had a spinal injection while on Eliquis, call your doctor right away if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
Eliquis treats DVT and PE blood clots. Plus had less major bleeding. Both made switching to Eliquis right for me. Ask your doctor if it's right for you.
Alright, let's see what we
I'm Doug Hopkins, and I want to buy your house. I'm willing to make you an as-is cash offer on your house within 24 hours. Whether it's a total fixer-upper or in perfect condition, there is no easier way to sell your house. I'll buy your house any price, any condition, any size. When you sell your house to me, there's no fees, no commissions, no banks, no repairs. Just go to DougHopkins.com to see what we can do for you. That's DougHopkins.com for all your real estate needs.
Have you been hurt in a wreck? Beware of insurance companies offering small checks. At Lerner Road, we turn small offers into big checks. Hurt in a wreck and need a real check? Make one call, that's all.
977-1300.
Don't let bad odors escape. Continuously neutralize them with Glad with Febreze. The only bag with the irresistible scent of game.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Motorist Carlos Perez says pedestrian Stephen Ostrowski II kicked his taillight during an argument at an intersection. Stephen says it was Carlos who was out of control.
Now, if he would have proceeded across the street, was there a second line of traffic? Or was it just one single lane of traffic?
No, it's a large street. There's 2 lanes going straight south, and then there's the left turn lane. And I was in the left turn lane, and it was when he got in front of my lane that he blocked me.
Why were you crossing in the middle of the street?
Traffic had been stopped on both sides. It was about to come open. I was on the double line, and then there wasn't anybody that was behind him. And as he came up, I didn't even hear him, or he wasn't anywhere near there. He honked. I almost got hit. And then, as I turned around, the rest of you screamed at me, "Get the blank out of the middle of the road."
You mean this was the only car in the road?
His was the only car in the turn lane. There was nobody else that was in the turn lane.
But there were other cars in the road.
There was other cars in the road, yes.
Answer my question, why were you jaywalking?
It's not legal, and I could appreciate that, but I was just getting to the other side over there because if I had gone all the way over to the,
Why were you didn't answer my question.
just to get over to the other side, I was going to the train station.
And didn't you think it was prudent to make that cross at a designated area?
And I appreciate that. It's just that there was nobody that was in that turn lane. It was stopped. That was the reason that I was able to walk.
Well, there's not just one lane.
Oh, I understand.
There are 6 lanes,
There was actually 4 in the turn, so 5.
5 lanes. Did you have to cross the 4 lanes?
No, I had to cross 2, and then I was over at the double line as it was going to turn.
So you crossed 2, and you're standing in the middle of the double line.
Making sure that it's okay that I can get across the other.
Okay, Mr. Perez, then you want to tell me what happened?
So, like I said, this altercation went for a few seconds. At one moment there, he got out of the way. He never got to the sidewalk. He always stayed in the street where the cars belong, not where the pedestrians belong. So, for a moment